Alrighty. Hello. My name is Darius Lester. Thank you for volunteering to do this experiment for me. If you aren't aware, my business is Mammoth Money Mindset, and the job itself is helping people become better with their money, whether that be saving, investing, budgeting, finding different ways to move their money around so that they aren't, as tempted to spend all of it. Just hopefully doing little things so that you can build a more resilient, safer future for yourself and your family, throw in some vacations, have a comfortable early retirement. So, with that in mind, I guess just to get to the point, what I would like all of you to do is count. Yep, I brought all you here just to count. That's it. It's gonna be super easy. Um, I guess a little background. When I started helping people being a financial coach or financial counselor, I'd take all their expenses, I'd take all their earnings, and I'd be like, all right, I need you guys to do this with your money. You only spend this percentage of this. You should have, $350 left after you pay your electric bills and your water. Put this money towards, debt, and then take 50 of it, put it in your emergency savings till you get up to 1,000. I mathematically, my explanation makes perfect sense. And even while I'm breaking it down to people, they're like, oh, perfect. That's what I'm supposed to do. Thank you so much. And I was like, cool, good. And they'd leave, and within the next maybe a month, if they made it that far, I check in. I'm like, hey, how's the thing going? They're like, well, this came up and this came up, and like 3 months later, it's just like, yeah, I haven't been doing any of that. And I was like, I laid out a perfect plan for you. Why haven't you done it? So I realized that it doesn't matter how good your plan is. And honestly, everybody knows they're supposed to save. Everybody knows they're supposed to, you know, keep more money than they spend. I think that's a pretty well understood concept, but it's more so of how can we get ourselves to want to do that? Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to do what they want, right? Regardless of if it makes more sense to save money. If you want that new pair of shoes, you're going to get that new pair of shoes. If you want Starbucks every morning, you're going to get Starbucks every morning. So the way I thought of to counter that is by counting. Um, so basically, what I want all of you to do is just to keep it really simple. We are going to count how much food we buy. All right. So every single day, this is where the 2 to 5 minute comes in. So just throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, if you have a snack, throw that in there. However much you pay for that meal, just count it. Write it down somewhere. Be like, yep, I breakfast was $4.76. Write it down. Lunch was $5.20. Dinner was $13, so on and so forth. So just take notes of however much money you spent on meals for that day. And then I actually have a budgeting website, and I would like you just for accountability, pop in there, upload it. I made a walkthrough of how to actually do that. So I will actually just post that into the Facebook little messenger that we made. Um, but yep, that's pretty much it. So every single day, I just want you to count however much money you spent on food for that day. So then at the end of the week, you can look back and be like, collectively, I spent this much money on food. I'm not going to tell you stop doing that. I'm not going to tell you, stop eating at, Popado's or wherever you be eating at, the Texas Roadhouse. None of that. I just purely want you to count. You just track it yourself. And we're like, all right, cool. Next week, same thing. Count all the meals, throw them into that website. The website will keep track of it for you. You just got to put them in there. And yep. And then the second week, you'll look back and you'll be like, oh, the first week I spent this much. This week I spent this much. Again, no harm, no foul. If it's a lot, I don't care. If it's a little bit, I don't care. There's no judgment, none of that stuff. Third week, same thing. So I guess just to let you know, my prediction is by the fourth week, that fourth week, you would have spent less than you did the first 3 weeks. And by that result, you should have more money left over than you would have. Now, if you do this for another month afterwards, and maybe you found your sweet spot on that fourth week, if you do that for every single week, out the next month, maybe if the difference was like $100, you do it, for every week, maybe $400 or something like that difference on a month. That's technically you just made yourself 400 extra dollars, and you barely even noticed, that you did anything. You didn't start working another job. You didn't, join a pyramid scheme. You didn't have to, cut out all the stuff that you love. Nobody made you do anything. You just started doing it yourself because you were counting the stuff that you were buying instead of buying it mindlessly. So
Yeah.
So that's ultimately that's pretty much what this is. That's why I asked for some volunteers, because I just want a whole bunch of different people, just to see what effect being consistent in counting has on just, our psyche when it comes to spending money. You we only got one person here, but so would you got any questions?
Kind of like just to clarify something.
Hmm.
So like, for example, I usually have like a protein shake for breakfast. So I
Sure.
just count what the powder, the cost would have been for the scoop, kind of like that.
So honestly, don't even worry about it. Um, just to keep it really simple, if you use so much to where you need to go and buy another canister of protein on that day for breakfast, you just spent $50.
Okay.
But it still balances out, because then the next day for breakfast you spent $0.
Thanks. That makes sense.
Hmm.
I see what you're saying. That's easy enough. I like
Hmm.
that. And you're gonna send that website into the group?
Yep. I'll put the website in there, and I will throw a YouTube video of me clicking and adding the the expenses, and just to show an example, you can just follow along with that to do it yourself. The website normally costs money to use monthly, but you get like a 45-day free trial. So just use that, good to go. And then you still got 15 days afterwards if you forget at the end of the month. Um, yeah, so I mean that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much just gonna I'll check in with you guys every now and then. Maybe the first couple days I might throw a reminder in that chat, just so you remember to track what you're doing, because it takes effort to do it. It takes effort to be consistent on something. So we're gonna work our way into it.
This would be perfect. I already track my food intake, so this will make it real easy for me. Glad
Hmm.
I can help.
Yeah, no, thank you. I really appreciate you, sir, and everybody else.
All right, man. Take
All
it
right.
easy. Thanks for inviting me.
Yep. Nope. Y'all have a good one.
You too.